Hello, everyone. Good evening. My name is Tiara Shardé. It is time for the divine message for the collective. This message is for May 2021, and the title that came to me was Catching Flights, and that can resonate with you on different levels. Okay, so we'll get into the message, take what resonates, leave the rest. Um, Really quick, while people join us, you can contact me at TiaraSharde.com. If you would like coaching with me, join my programs, Sister Circle, find out what's going on with me, your best bet is to contact me through my website. And I also have my social media linked in my bio as well. Okay. What else? With the Sacred Sister Circle, there are some things that have been coming up for the divine feminine, specifically woman and the goddess, and I'm excited to share it with you. So, if you align with me and the things that I teach, I do invite you to contact me regarding the Sacred Sister Circle. You want to move forward with something, and you may be feeling stuck at this time. You could be definitely experiencing creative blockages. So, if you are an artist, a creative of any kind, a writer, you could be experiencing blockages right now because you are not quite meant to create in this moment, or you're needing to get clearer, get more clear on what's wanting to be created by you, what's wanting to be birthed from within you. And you're going to have to take some time to tap in and get into that. For some, that's a challenge, and that could be for many different reasons. There could definitely be some suppression there. Others of you, you're wanting to shout and scream. Like, I literally see somebody like on a cliff and see my throat, that throat chakra. I literally see somebody like on a cliff and just shout out loud. I feel like you want to be free, you want to break out of something, or you want something to be acknowledged or resolved, clarified. You need clarification. For some of you, you're needing to give clarification to somebody, and you've been holding back a part of you, or like parts and pieces of you. If that relates to love, you could be in love with someone and you're not telling them. On the flip side of that is you could be desiring a different type of union or another partner, or to be single altogether, and you're not wanting to share that with someone because you think that it will disrupt things for you. Now, if you're someone who is with a romantic partner because of what it can provide for you, and not on like a protector provider type of dynamic, it's more so capitalizing on what that person has to offer, kind of having your foot on their neck in a sort of way. You know what I'm saying? Milking them for what they have. If you're the one that's doing this, that energy will be returned to you. So there's a need to tread carefully and find out, you know, what it is that you're actually seeking. I don't know what that means, like what it is that you're actually seeking. I think that's significant for somebody. Astral travel is here. Psychic reaching? Psychic reaching. See, I just heard that. I don't know. I never heard of it like that. Psychic reaching is here. I don't know. Maybe you've been practicing your gifts, your telepathy, and astral travel. You've been tapped in. There's definitely communication with the dead. That's been coming up for the past few days for sure. Communication with the other side. Um, some of you have been receiving direct communication from your bloodline, your ancestry. And there's certain things that are being revealed within your bloodline. These can definitely be traumas, of course, and injustices. But for some of you, there's family gifts that are being highlighted here, that are being aired, spiritual inheritance and things like that. Elevated consciousness. You're meant to anchor this in. Some of you have been avoiding this type of path. And you've been avoiding it in many different ways. You've been avoiding it with friendships and false connections, definitely sex and other addictions. For you, sex was the addiction. Relationships, the pursuit of relationships, like a continuous plot to like accrue different connections and hearts and people and things like that. You've been on that path. There's a need to shed a light on yourself. Like I sense somebody has been cloaking themselves from themselves. Like you've been hiding within yourself. There's many layers to you. You've been avoiding that. Some of you, like, so if you're like a quote unquote playboy or whatever it is, playgirl, like they used to call it, I think that's old school slang. If you were that type or you are that type, you're hiding the fact that you don't want to do that anymore. You're hiding that from yourself. You're in denial. Some of you had plans in a relationship that went left. They went left because of cycles of trauma, abandonment issues. They went left because you wanted to hold on to this idea of relationships. Your idea of relationship was birthed from pain and trauma. So it's like you couldn't fully give of yourself. You weren't aligned with self within those relationships. So you kind of like didn't commit, or you had multiple partial commitments. This message is coming through in a different way tonight. You've been controlling relationships as well because of fear of getting hurt or a fear of going deeper. You definitely were taught, like somebody either hang on. I feel like you saw relationships in an interesting way during childhood. Like someone could also wait, this came in left. Somebody could have grown up with two dads or two prominent male figures. Like this could be a father and a grandfather. This could be like an uncle and a cousin. There's something like that. Wait, why did you tell me that? Some of you had the streets and your brother raised you, or like society or the system. Hey y'all. um my apologies. Uh-oh. Hang on. Bear with me just a moment, okay? All right. Hey y'all. Um, my apologies. My connection kind of went out for a little bit, but I'm back. Welcome. So I was saying before I cut off, and maybe this was a bit controversial, but I was tapping into somebody who had two male figures or two like powerful masculine role models in their life. And that just came up. I'm not sure. Um, I feel like these people, or you could have, this definitely ties into relationships. So I feel like you could have learned something about relationships from sources that you feel didn't benefit you. So that's there. Somebody is their family's good luck charm or four leaf clover. And the hang up with that is that you don't believe it, or you've been through so much that you don't believe that. Um, you don't believe that you're of value or that you're worthy. Some of you, your assignment is literally to heal a bloodline that, mm, that's deep, that may not really be your own. And like to really dive deeper into that, we would have to get into like our galactic family, and a lot of our ancestors aren't from this land and things like that. Some of you, you know what I mean. You're here from another place, and you're born into this family, your family, to help them to raise the vibration, because for years and years and generations, this family was on a toxic, traumatic cycle. And some of you are coming to terms with this being your divine assignment. The healing of this particular bloodline is your assignment. Some of you are struggling with that, and some of you will be understanding that. Maybe me saying it to some of you is what's going to anchor it in for you. But you're here, you signed up for this role to help those people. And I want to be careful when I say that. If I'm talking to you and you feel that I'm meaning you need to be in the midst of family trauma, that's not what I'm saying. What I am encouraging you to do is to take a look at it in a different way. That this is the mission, this is your purpose. I feel like I'm talking to somebody who understands honor and purpose. So you really do have to push past trauma. You have to move from the past in order to really level up. Your level up, your individual level up, is going to help heal your bloodline. And it's not, I'm not talking about, again, being in the day-to-day trauma, if that is the case, being in the day-to-day toxicity. Some of you are healing your bloodline from different countries and states and cities, and without even talking to anybody at all for long periods of time. You're still doing a lot of the work. And again, like, I don't know if somebody wasn't aware of this, or you need more confirmation that you're here on assignment and you need to detach from the 3D emotions that come with this assignment. Okay. And, definitely honoring and loving yourself. You're like, so if you had a traumatic childhood experience, like, honor that, love yourself through that, but understand that it's a part of your assignment. And if we can be the spiritual warriors that we are, and kind of in a healthy way detach from the action, so to speak, and carry through the assignment in that way, you'll be really good. On the other side of that, you are accruing a team of people who can help you decompress. They can help you get your mind right. You're out here, you're in war. You're literally a spiritual warrior. So you're going to need your therapist. Yes. You're going to need your life coach, your spiritual mentor. You're going to need the ayahuasca lady. Like, you're going to need the roots men. Like, yeah, don't think that you're not going to need your tools and your spiritual systems in place, but do understand that you're the warrior and not to get caught up in the action and attach yourself to battle, okay? I don't know where that analogy is coming from, but I feel like maybe somebody, I just got that, I don't know, my left side, like where the waistline is, I just got a like a pressure, swift pressure there. Somebody's family is military or a warrior, or you have experience in another life as a warrior. And so these terms really resonate with you. It is also being brought to my awareness to not also get attached to like some of the lower vibrations that come with being in war and being in the battle. All right. To avoid being bloodthirsty, I heard. Avoid being bloodthirsty. Wow. Be a disciplined warrior. A disciplined warrior isn't bloodthirsty. That's not how it works. So there is encouragement there. I think that might be very specific to someone. Some of you are unlocking deep, 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 like deepity, deepity, deep, deep, buried stuff. You're unlocking deep, 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 deep stuff. You need an anchor. You need an anchor, right? I think it's in, and please correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's in AA. You have an anchor to kind of anchor you in your body. Or is this what I'm, to kind of keep you from veering off your path or keep you steadfast? Maybe that's better wording. Some of you need an anchor. It can be your religious faith. It can be a coin. It can be an ankh around your neck. It could be anything. It doesn't have to be physical. For some, I feel like having a physical object will help you. For some women, it's a yoni egg. Actually, I just saw that's your anchor, or it works as your anchor. For some, this is not physical. It's kind of like that space. So like in the Embodying the Goddess program, we go into dropping into the womb space and literally being really comfortable there to the point where you decorate her. Like you, like I got a whole velvet couch in my womb. Like, pull up. What you doing? For some of you, that's your anchor, dropping into the womb space, gaining clarity, speaking to your guide, speaking to your inner child and your mother, and your maternal bloodline in the womb space. Some of you, that's the anchor. Others of you, your anchor is the mission. So when things like get a little heavy, you're anchored in what you signed up for, and that keeps you going. Some of you, you're in dire need, and I'm not really being dramatic with that word. I'm feeling this. You're in dire need of finding an anchor or aligning. Some of you, the like, finding is not the right word, because there's something in your energy that feels just a touch chaotic. So I don't want you to just like go find something in that space, but to be centered within yourself, to align with that energy. Take your deep breaths and pull it in. Don't go out, because I see somebody like going out the door, like rushing out the door. You don't have your shoes on. It. I'm almost like I'm getting that type of like, don't go on a frantic search of anything, because what you encounter in this space is not, it's not for your highest good. You there's competition around somebody. There's competition around someone, but you're not competing. It's just around you. If this is work related, somebody could be competing for a position at work. Like, and oh man, like this came up earlier. Like, be careful with people, because, and know who you are as well, because it's like somebody could literally steal a job from underneath your feet, which allows you to become like the owner of the company. Like, there's an element there. So it's kind of like, let people do what they do, but also be very, very secure in who you are, because you were meant for more anyway. You wasn't supposed to be the employee anyway. They helped you out. Your enemy is your footstool, and many of you need to be thanking your enemies, honoring your enemies. That's here. That goes many different ways, and that just came to me. Man, that came to me triple. Mm. Honor your enemies, because you have some, and they're worthy. They're worthy enemies to you. Your enemy is gonna be your footstool to catapult you to the next level. So let's get into that. What y'all talking about with that? Hang on, y'all. Um, so so as you go up a level on your journey, you encounter people who are already on that level, or who have also was on the, they were on the same elevator with you. They were there, they were with you. So consider that when it comes to your spirituality and the things that you're able to do with your gifts and your talents. Consider that when you acknowledge your power, because you have people on the level with you that you either, yeah, you just got to this level, or you're just really kind of getting settled in on this level. You need to understand that there are also people on that level who don't like you. They don't want you to be there. They're actually quite upset that you were chosen for this anyway. Like, what are you even doing here? Type of energy. So be mindful of that. For some of you, that's a warning, but if you've been lacking in integrity, that's the warning here. If you've been using your spiritual gifts to get something, or like to hurt others, to hurt someone who you feel is a competitor to you, you're going to be knocked off your level. or it's going to have far-reaching consequences. All right. Somebody is very mm, somebody is very well protected. Somebody is very well protected. Very, very. And it's an interesting energy because I get spiritual protection as well as you may be somebody who's really into securing your spiritual protection. Like you do that. I feel like you do that. Tapping into somebody who's really about that, into your spiritual protection and on a consistent basis. You're cleansing. You're calling in your guides. You're some of you are into martial arts as well, physical fitness in some way. Definitely shooting range too. Some of you could have just started visiting or you frequent. Many of you have your eye on somebody and you've selected them as your mate, as your partner. You either have to fly to this person or you need to say something to make it known that you've selected someone or that you want to give to somebody. You want to give to someone. And like I was saying, like worthy enemy, you see somebody as a worthy partner or someone who is worthy of gifts or your love or affection. If this has something to do with work or like effort, I heard effort. You admire someone's effort, like the things that they've done to get where they are or the things that they're doing. You admire that about them. Underdog. I just heard underdog. You could be in love with the underdog. Or like you see someone as that. Like you understand that that's who they are in this moment, but you see deeper into this person and you want to give them what you see in them and not really what they've experienced or what they've been through. Well, you see somebody wants to gift you with a house or a safe home. I feel like somebody's very, 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 very intuitive. So like if you're a man, because I'm getting a masculine, but that doesn't mean man. But no, no, no. Okay, hang on. Let me slow down. This masculine energy really wants to talk. This man really wants to talk. So this man is very intuitive. Could be a psychic. They could be a seer or a dreamer. And like you see somebody that you want to give your heart to, but you see the like what they've been through, or you hang on. You see their heart. You see their heart and you see what they've been through, even if they didn't tell you. And you want to help heal their heart. And it's not like charity either. It's you feel that you're the one who can heal their heart. And it's like you're drawn to this person for that reason. Somebody has an ancestor or a spirit guide, an angel telling them to pursue somebody in a relationship. This is romantic, by the way. Or I'm speaking to the romantics in the building. This is for you. Somebody's spirit guides or ancestor, grandmother, mother, auntie, Could be father, but it's like a maternal, or it feels nurturing in energy. And they told you to pursue a love interest. It's an arranged marriage, I heard, but it's divine. It's not that other arranged marriages aren't or can't be divine. This one that I'm speaking of, these connections that I'm speaking of are divine arranged marriages. Excuse me. Let me get some water, y'all. Hang on. All right. Divinely aligned marriages. Somebody's gonna have twins. I think I said that about 2 videos back, so make sure you check that out if you have not. Matter of fact, yeah, if y'all haven't seen about 2 or 3 videos back, I highly recommend it because that's prophecy. I'm just gonna tell you right now. Usually, if you frequent my channel, you already know this. But for those who, are just subscribing, shout outs to y'all and shout outs to everyone who is subscribed. These are prophetic messages for many people. And I know that because I know that. And I also know that because you tell me and you send me the receipts. So these, the past few videos are so connected. And I know like they have been spread out over time, but this is somebody's life playing out, like page by page. It's your life. It's your whole entire journey. So I would recommend that you check those videos out. Somebody is your muse. I don't know if you're an artist. Well, I said that in the beginning, but if you're a musician, if you're a sculptor, a painter, if you're a writer, somebody is your muse. I don't know if you know that someone is your muse or not, but somebody has sparked something within you that has laid like a foundation for what you are creating or what you will create. And it's in your DNA though. Like it's not anything that you could be like, okay, I don't need this anymore. No, somebody activated your DNA. They got into your being and they changed some shit around. And now what you create has the essence of them. For those of you who are like, I don't want to be tied to nobody, let that go. This is such a beautiful thing. It's so important for us to just give honor to the people in our lives because they really show us who they are. And I heard somewhere, this may be super hella light in love, I don't fucking know, but I heard somewhere that the people who hurt us the most in this reality are the ones who love us the most in the next reality, in the higher realms, the cosmic realms. So maybe that's a romanticized way of looking at it, but for many of you, it's important for you to see that. So like if a toxic ex, you know, did something and now this, you create this type of art because you went through heartache, say thank you to that ex. Like just say thank you. Don't and let it go. It's not gonna hurt you. It's gonna do you a hell of a lot of good if you can just say thank you and walk off. A lot of the things that you are dealing with or that we deal with, all it really takes is for us to say what it is and then we can like get to the next part. But a lot of people don't like to say what shit is. So it's like you're never advancing because you're not even just saying what it is. Like even if it sucks, even if it's ugly. It's kind of like, well, let's call it what it is. Like just say that you're an asshole so that we can move on and it's okay. It's all right. For many of you, your power comes in acknowledging something. I think I said that in the beginning. Like something is going to be revealed. You could be very harmed by what gets revealed, but freedom, I heard. It's going to free you. It's going to free you. Some of you, you have chosen mates. Like I said, you have chosen partners, but you're tied to somebody who is the easier option. I don't mean to hurt feelings with that, if that's you. But some of you have chose a romantic partner who is the easier option and not the one that like stirs you inside or stimulates you or activates you or challenges you or questions you. You chose the easy way. Some of you are needing to acknowledge that. You could have set your life up to support this easier path, and then you're realizing that like you literally have to demolish all of that because it's like bullshit. I feel like that's somebody's story. Somebody doesn't want to tell the truth that their heart really doesn't belong to somebody else. Like it's something here and it keeps coming up, y'all. It keeps coming up. Actually, you know what? Yesterday, I was reading a book, and I haven't read like a fantasy novel in a long time, but I love fantasy and sci-fi, y'all. And anime, like I really like that. Um, so I read it, and it was talking about a spell being placed on someone's divine partner, their divine mate. And it was so interesting because it's like, yo, been saying this for years. Yes, yes, I know. But reading it, it was like, and it was such a cute story. I feel like somebody's story is in this message. Like you've been bamboozled or led, or you've allowed yourself to be in a union or be committed or attached to someone that is not your your partner. It's not your mate. That's not your assigned partner. Remember we were saying like arranged marriage? This is not your divinely arranged marriage. Somebody's going to have a rude awakening or you already did. And you might not want to talk about it. And that's okay. But the divine is wanting you to like reconcile that within yourself and like acknowledge it. Like I was saying, like somebody needs to just say, yo, like I fucked up. Yeah, I did. And this is what I learned here. And these are the improvements I made. And now this is what I'm doing. Somebody is needing to do this, but I really feel like somebody is doing this right now in this moment because it feels very like focused and fresh. Feels like I'm in it. Somebody's determined to like right a wrong, I heard. Right a wrong. You may perceive it like that. Somebody didn't receive wise counsel. You could have a jealous friend. You could have a gossipy friend or a friend who has experienced trauma, so a lot of their communications come from that space. You could have received relationship advice from this person or guidance in some way or just vented to this person about something. And you ended up maybe not making the wisest decision for you at that time. For some, I get, okay, don't trip, relax, it's okay, it's okay. Things are going to regroup. If this is you, things are going to regroup. It does take accountability though, for real. Like you can't just be like, all right, well I release it to the universe. Like it's good. Like no, you're gonna have to like again acknowledge yourself. What were the underlying issues that caused you to make this decision so you don't keep doing the shit? Some of you are the divine is trying to show you yourself because you have things coming into your life right now that is not going to tolerate you doing past cycles, like sticking to those old ways. Like they're not doing that. Like they're not having it with you, and it's almost above them too. It's more than them saying, "Hey, you can't sit with us." It's like literally the divine saying, "You can't sit here right now," and that's okay. That's okay. Again, I want you to like, it's all right. The sooner you acknowledge yourself is the sooner these things will come back into your awareness. They'll become opportunities once more. It'll be swift. The shift will be swift as you can acknowledge yourself. Again, if this is love related, you'll have the love that you really want as soon as you acknowledge, like, yo, I really heard really fucked up things about love. Hey, Cashapp of beauty, welcome. Your divine partnership will come into union as soon as you say, I do toxic things in relationships because I'm still healing abandonment issues. Like, as soon as you, like, say that, it's like it'll release out of you. And it's very fast for some of you. Some of you are manifestors. Some of you have been given divine assignments. So just as much as things can kind of hit hard because you have such awareness, is there's also a way for you to dissolve and resolve things that have impacted you in a harmful way. So I do want you to know that. Let's see if anything else is coming in. Somebody definitely has a transition in your family that was confirmed last week. Um, there will be more transitions taking place. If there's a, let me be careful. There's a refresh taking place on different levels. On different levels. Let me see what they mean. Mm, how can I say this in a way that it makes sense? Because I know what I'm. So there will be a refresh, as far as I'm not even wanting to say it. Y'all know when I when I don't be wanting to say things. So I'm trying to make sure that I say it how they want me to and not get caught up in my own mind. There needs to be a refresh. There needs to be, the whole shift of the meek inheriting the earth. And a lot of that doesn't just involve like the depositioning of powers that be, it also involves the erasure of the powers that be, people who have been in place. As far as regular people we do love and honor, there will be a refresh in that way. A refresh in consciousness, as well as a need to clear out old programs and paradigms. If you know what I'm saying, like there's a need for that on a spiritual level. That could hit people in many different ways. That could really fuck with your psyche a little bit. Just try to detach from that as much as you can. Don't get pulled into the whole mechanics of this hologram. Try not to do that. Again, there's a real need for you to acknowledge your mission and your purpose and to look at it as that. And that's not to like detach emotionally or anything like that. It's just to protect yourself so that you don't get caught back into the cycle, the matrix cycle, the cycle of the machine, and the propaganda machine. the mainstream media machine. You gotta zoom out of it, and because you're not. I speak to people who are not of the system. You're here to change it. You're here to influence it. You're here to be the visionary. You're not here to like be in it, to experience it. It's not your experience. People be wanting to be actors in movies that don't even belong to him. Like this is the Truman Show. This is not Taekwondo show. Like go on and be a king, sir. Like cut it out. Many of you are going to be experiencing that. Like whoa, like this is not actually happening to me. Like this is just like around me, and I've kind of been caught up in like everybody else's cycle, not realizing like this really does not affect me, but it doesn't see right now you're not going to be thrown off of your path unless you just fall off, like you just tumble off hella fucking dramatic, like Michelle at the Destiny's Child concert, like just really dramatic exit. That's the only way at this point that you're gonna fall off your path. But you're not. You don't have to be worried. Is what I'm trying to say. You don't have to be worried with other people's stuff. For some, again, this is family related. Like because your cousin and them is going through this and like you're really into family and it's like all this stuff and like my family, like yeah, you think that you gotta go through the trauma and be in it and like really or go back to it and dive back into it, and that's not where you're needing to be. I think you kind of got steered off track, or you kind of invested a little bit too much into the story, like the storyline that's playing out in your life. It's like a weird ass story now. Like now you're seeing like this is a weird ass story. Like I don't even like this. Like I'm still doing this. Like how am I still doing this? Like you're gonna come into some sort of awareness, and many of you are gonna be like, yeah, I'm not. I'm just gonna ascend the mountain. Like you've had see like you've had the opportunity to like reach a higher level for so long, but you got caught up in like the townspeople's drama. Like you feel me? And that's not to disrespect people and their path and what they're doing here, but you really got caught up in like the life of townsfolk, and you're not even from here. Like it reminds me of Mean Girls. Like she doesn't even go here. Like you don't even go here. You belong all the way up there. What are you doing? For some of you, like you're seeing that, and you're also seeing the ways that you've camouflaged that from yourself. Y'all deep. Y'all always deep. Somebody's gonna be sharing their story too, so you're writing or you have a collection of something that you're coming out with. This could be like a gallery. This could be a portfolio. This could be a clothing line. This could be maybe you have the first 5 cards done of your tarot deck. There's something there. I felt like that was kind of random, but somebody's gonna be pregnant with an ascended soul. I'm not really getting that you gave birth, although I'm not saying your children ain't amazing. But this particular part of this message is speaking to someone who has not given birth yet. You could be pregnant or you're going to become pregnant, but you're going to give birth to an ascended soul, ascended master. I feel like you know this. Somebody knows this. Oh, you know this because you are one yourself. Oof, I got chills. You already know this because you are one yourself. So you're like, of course. Like why wouldn't I give birth to a god? Like I am one. Like what are you talking about? Somebody's funny. Sexual healing. Something like that is happening. Something like that is going down. Somebody wants this for you. Somebody sees that you need sexual healing. Somebody is all up in your business, first of all. And it ain't me, for one. It ain't me. I see somebody all up in your business. Somebody is very, very interested in you. I've been watching you, watching me, and I know, like, somebody's been watching you to the point where they have like a whole like psychic file on you. There's so many different levels to go with this. The last two videos, I think I mentioned the magic spells, so check that out. That's one hand. On the other hand, this person wants to know you so that they can like see what they can give you. Again, somebody wants to give to you, so they study you. Yeah, they also want to protect you too. I feel like somebody spiritually or psychically protects you. And this is a person. This is a physical person that psychically and spiritually has like made it their purpose to protect you. They could have definitely been given like a message or directive to do so. Like I said, somebody has an ancestor that has chosen their partner. You may know that. You or this person knows that, or they may or may not know it, but for some, what I'm saying right now, this is confirmation to you. Your spirit guides, your angels, whatever you got going on, has chosen an equally yoked mate for you. And somebody knows this. So I don't know if this is attached to this person. If what I said, like the arranged, somebody has chosen the mate, I don't know if that's attached to why this person psychically protects you or not. But it could be. It could be related to why. For a couple of you, this person is genuinely like in love or romantically interested in you. So they study you. I've been saying that for a long time too, y'all. Like a long time. A long time. And many of you have hit me up. You have confirmed that. So that's a beautiful thing. Others of you, like I see now this the energy that I'm feeling is not quite dangerous. So I'm not really talking about like a stalker. I'm not getting the stalker vibe. I'm getting more so what I said. All right. I think I think that may be it, y'all. Um, Continue with your healing. Continue healing yourself. Somebody is going to pursue holistic healing. I don't know if you're going to become certified in it or not, but that's important to you at this time. They want you to know that about holistic health and remedies. Somebody needs to keep their immune system healthy. Or you've been doing this, like you've been taking your herbs and detoxing and doing all of that. Again, somebody's getting ready to going through like pre-fertility treatments or like your steams and healing womb consciousness. Shout outs to the Embodying the Goddess program. We get into healing womb consciousness and what that means and why you're gonna want to get involved in that before, during, or after you have children, or whether or not you decide to have children. If you were born into this time and space as a woman, you want to know what womb consciousness is. So some of you are doing that to clear out that energy, to clear out that whole space and get prepared for childbirth. you're very particular about not passing down certain cycles and curses. And for some of you, you've chosen not to have children because of that. For a couple of you, you're needing to acknowledge that that's what it is. And it's not because, oh, I don't want to have kids. And this, no, no. It's rooted in trauma. Your decision is rooted in trauma. And whether you decide to have children or not, after that acknowledgement, that's not really what's important. You're going to need to release that from within you. Also within your lineage, too, because it's there in your bloodline. I feel like many people in your ancestry have decided not to have children because of certain traumas, whether they went on to have them or not. They had that was their thing, that was their intention. Now, if they did go on to have children, I do feel that wound on the children as well. Because it's like, I don't want to have children because of things that went on in my family, and it's disgusting, and it's all this stuff, and it's horrible mental illness, and they're horrible people, but then you go on and you have a child. I don't think you rectified those feelings and those thoughts that you already sent out. There's a need for you to do that. All right, my loves, that is all. I'm sleepy. I'm going to sleep. I hope that you have an amazing evening. I hope that these messages have helped you in some way. If this is your story, you can leave a comment. Definitely thumbs up. If this sounds like somebody's story that you know, you could share it with them. And you're always welcome to DM me or email me. I'm very approachable. I receive messages all the time, and I really appreciate each and every one of them. Except for the ones who ask me if I taste like chocolate or not. Y'all be out here wildin'. Y'all be really playing with y'all lives. Don't talk to me like that. You know who I am? You know who the fuck I am? Stop playing with me. For some of you, you're gonna have to get a little brolic with people coming forward. I think in the next week or two, you're gonna have to talk to people with your chest poked out, and it's well deserved too. They deserve it, and people are worthy of hearing your anger too. Understand that, like you don't have to hide it. You don't have to hide it when it's warranted. So that's for somebody. I think you're gonna have a challenge coming up. You're gonna have to stand firm on that. All right, I'm gonna go. Have a beautiful night. Peace and love. Oh, you're so welcome, cusp of beauty. Rest well as well.